In the beautiful El Retiro Park in Spain, among the tall trees and the soft whisper of leaves, the great Magnus Carlsen was enjoying a casual game of blitz chess with some enthusiasts. Suddenly, a remarkable woman stepped forward to challenge Magnus. Allow me to introduce to you the legendary Judit Polgar. Judith Polgar is a true pioneer in the world of chess. From a young age, she broke stereotypes and amazed everyone with her natural talent for the game. At just 15, she became the youngest grandmaster ever, making history. Her career is filled with victories over chess legends like Garry Kasparov, Anatoly Karpov, and even Magnus Carlsen himself. Though she officially retired from competitive play in 2014, her influence continues to inspire chess lovers worldwide. On the other side of the board stood Magnus Carlsen, a name synonymous with chess brilliance. With a rapid rise to fame, Carlsen has proven himself to be one of the greatest chess players in history. From winning the World Chess Championship title at the age of 22 to dominating as the world #1 for over a decade, Carlsen's achievements speak volumes about his unparalleled talent. With his ability to find creative solutions and his relentless pursuit of victory, Carlsen commands respect and admiration wherever he plays. Now, as the king and queen of chess prepare to face off, the question hangs in the air. Can Magnus Carlsen maintain his dominance, or will Judit Polgar once again demonstrate that age is no obstacle to greatness? Judit played with the white pieces and opted for the move pawn to e4. On the other side, Magnus decided to employ the Sicilian defense, responding with his pawn to c5. Judit followed up with the move knight to f3, exerting further pressure on the central squares. It was at this moment that Magnus Carlsen opted for the aggressive Taimanov variation, advancing his e-pawn to e6. It's noteworthy that Magnus doesn't frequently employ the Taimanov system. More often, he tends to favor systems initiating with the move knight to c6, such as the Svechnikov system. The latter is considered Carlsen's primary choice when facing e4 and selecting the Sicilian defense. The game progressed with both players making developing moves until Magnus Carlsen initiated an attack by playing pawn to b5, signaling his intention to immediately target the white king, which had just castled. In response, Judit played her pawn to g4, demonstrating her fearlessness and readiness to confront Magnus. Magnus then exchanged knights on d4, prompting Judit to recapture with the bishop. Following this, Magnus developed his bishop to b7. At this critical moment of the game, instead of opting for conventional moves such as pawn to g5 or king to b1, Judit introduced a novelty move that had not been seen before. She played pawn to e5, attacking the knight on f6 and sacrificing the g4 pawn. This move was considered a sacrifice because after Magnus captured the g4 pawn with his knight, Judit couldn't recapture with the f3 pawn because her white rook on h1 would then be vulnerable to capture by Magnus's bishop on b7. But this tactical sacrifice proved to be a brilliant move by the Hungarian grandmaster. After moving her rook to g1 and her bishop to d3, the black knight found itself stranded on h6 with nowhere to retreat. The situation was difficult for Magnus, who even commented on the knight's poor placement.
Yeah, it's a really bad knight.
Despite being a pawn up, white's position appeared challenging to navigate. Magnus's subsequent move, bishop to f-white, reflected his struggle to improve his position. He seemed unable to find a constructive plan and resorted to passive play by retreating his bishop to f8. Even Judit was surprised by this move. Judit then continued her strong maneuvering by relocating her white bishop from f1 to d3 and then to e4. Carlsen, seeking to seize some initiative, recklessly moved his rook to the semi-open c-file. However, in a sudden stroke of brilliance, Judit made a remarkable move. Take a moment to pause the video and try to identify this move. Judit played bishop to b6, sacrificing the bishop. The dilemma for Magnus now was that he couldn't capture the bishop on b6, because Judith would then simply take the pawn on d7, leading to checkmate. Simultaneously, Magnus couldn't move his queen anywhere because it was the only piece left to protect this pawn. The move was so impressive that the crowd erupted in applause. Magnus found himself in a dire situation, with his queen lost.
Bruh.
However, feeling embarrassed, he decided to continue the game, searching for any opportunity to fight back.
Wow. Okay, no applause yet. I'm gonna fight.
Magnus desperately captured the bishop on e4, but Judith paid him no mind and captured his queen on c7. Magnus attempted to hold his position by retreating his bishop to c6, but after Judith centralized her bishop on d6 and her knight on e4, Magnus realized his position was hopeless and chose to resign. What an extraordinary game!